Happy Wednesday, everyone. Oh, here we go, get this out of the way. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome back to PinkyhootArt's live painting sessions where I share my work in progress and any life happenings in my artist journey with you guys. I'm so glad that you are here with me. I went on a little vacation last week, so it feels like it's been a long time since I'm live and since I've been talking to you guys. So I'm excited about today's session, and I'm super excited about sharing my painting with you guys today because I am starting a new painting and it is the biggest one I've ever attempted. With that, it came with a lot of trial and, believe it or not, errors, you know, just because it's like bigger the size, bigger the problems, I guess. But I'll share all that with you guys in a second. And if you're just discovering me, finding out about me, just came across me, make sure to check out my account and maybe give me a follow, subscribe. I'll really, really appreciate that. Before we get into this painting though, I do want to get up and close with my last painting that I finished a couple weeks ago. If you're here a couple weeks ago, you probably knew that I wasn't like sure about it, but now that it's up, I've stared at it for a while. I think I love it. I think that might be one of my best ones technically, I want to say, but you know, that's sometimes I realize it's subjective, but let's take a look. And if you are hanging out, be sure to, do I want to do this? Oh yeah, I need to get close. So let's just get started. You know, it's been a couple weeks. It feels like I just forgot how to do this. And yeah, if you are here, drop in the chat, let me know that you're here. And also, I am trying a new audio setting, so let me know if you can hear me or I need to switch back to the previous one. Okay, so this is my new painting that I'm starting. It's like big. It's big, as you can see. But I want to show you my previous one. Really like how it turned out. This is my Shell of Self. It's number 4, but when I release the whole collection, who knows how many there will be. But this is the 4th one I've attempted. Her face. I like that there's colors. Or like I got in more colors in it than my first one. Excuse me. And this little guy sitting there straddling a flower, kind of peering. She's like poking her face. And this one is observing her, trying to find out what's going on. And this one is, I think this is my favorite. She's like pushing at her. It's like, are you awake? Is anything in there? Is anything in that brain of yours? Who knows? But in my last painting, I did discover that I kind of love when I do these edges jacket. So I think I'm gonna do more of that. And this is the one I did start with the warm wash, which I really like how it turned out. Believe it or not, it's one of the few times I've done it, and I discussed it with a friend of mine, saying that and realized that sometimes the simple step makes all the difference. So with that, I started my current one also in this wash. Hello Trevor, good morning. How are you today? So I already started, so this is much bigger as I said, but for this one, instead of making the scale smaller with more stuff, I did end up making the scale bigger. But I was able to fit a lot more details on it, which is cool. And I know that because of bigger shapes, I'll end up able to add more details on top of it, which I'm excited about. I did start kind of warm wash already, and I don't know if you can tell, but there is all these areas you see are actually masking fluids. I discovered masking fluid and now I can't live without it. So yeah, pretty fresh painting. Let's see if I can get a whole thing. You see how big this is? Pretty fresh. not a lot going on yet, so I'm hoping that we will, you know, hang out today and then take this to a good place. Let me set this. All right, where do I even set this down? Because it's so new. Could do it like that actually. I'm thinking if I need to do more of that wash, but I also don't want to oversaturate my canvas before I even start other colors. But I think I will though. I think I'm going to wash my figure, my shell of the self in the middle a little bit. Yeah. And if you're watching, it'd be awesome if you can share the post, share my session, do a repost, retweet, whatever it is to really help the algorithm. Be much appreciated. Okay, and if you guys have any questions about, it looks huge, I know it is huge. And Trevor, can you hear me okay? I am trying a new audio setting. I don't know how, you know, if you can hear me better or worse, but let me know. So before I get into it, yes, this is the biggest painting I have attempted. It is, it is like 30 by 40 inches basically. So 3 feet, about 2.5 feet by 3 feet. And it is this is like a piece of very expensive paper. And it is 300-pound weight, which is like 640 GSM. It is much thicker, so it can handle a lot more water. But also, because it's so big, I had to do something that I have never done before, actually. So before, when you guys see me painting, I usually just kind of like wet the surface of the paper and then tape it down with masking tape, right? Because the paper I use, I think Kent was here one time. Oh, much louder. That's exciting. Awesome. Good to know. So I think one of my audience asked me what paper weight I use, and I told him and everyone else that it's 150 pounds. But then because I had to order more paper yesterday because I actually ran out of paper, I need to order new sheets, I realized it's not 150. It was, some of my early works was 150, like the collection that I released last year, Watch Me, Watch You. But since then, the bigger pieces, the 20 by 30s or 22 by 30s are actually 300 pound, 640 GSM, which is the same weight as this one. But anyway, so I am actually using much thicker paper. So before, I usually just, wet the surface, tape it down with masking tape, no problem. But because this piece is so big, I did that, and then end up causing it to warp a little bit. So I had to do something I've never done before since like my art school days, which is actually stretch the paper properly. I know, I was able to get away with it for so long because I don't think, and I realized maybe I haven't been using a whole lot of water in my water paint. Like I don't do a whole, like some artists just like go wet on wet, but I realized I don't. And because of that, my paper, like this painting and the one before pretty much survived and it will stay flat through my painting process. But this one didn't. So I had to stretch this piece of paper like I stretch canvas properly, which involved like basically soaking this giant piece of paper in water, and I don't mean like in a tub or something, but actually like I had to dump a whole like jar, a cup of water on it, saturate it completely, and then get rid of all the excess paper and then actually tape the edges down with gum tape, which is a tape that is like sticky on one side and you wet it and then it becomes like hard afterwards. You know, you wet the whole paper, it stays flat, you tape the edge, make sure it's taut and tight with gum paper, and then let that dry overnight, and then luckily it ended up flat. You know, I actually did it properly, so now it's flat. And then I had to remove the gum paper and then tape it with masking tape again because there was the gum paper actually peeled from my tabletop. But luckily it's flat mostly, and when I dumped all this wash on it, it started buckling again. And then I was like, oh no, what's going on? I was so nervous this morning, but luckily it is dry and flat now, so. Anyways, that was a long roundabout way of telling you guys all the crazy prep work I had to do because it's a bigger piece of paper, biggest I've ever done. But I am excited about working on this because I think it's gonna have a totally different effect, or hopefully it will. Because you know, in art, scale is sometimes a huge component, right? Okay. Okay, so I said I'm going to, and then I realized because this piece of paper is so big that I might need to get bigger brushes. It feels like my brush is no longer big enough, which is interesting. I don't want to say problem because it's not, but yeah. Bigger paper, bigger brush, bigger problem, or more problems, I should say. So yes, I said earlier that I want to wash, so I have a like pale, I don't call this color, like a warm ochre yellow paper. Yes, I am so glad it worked out too, because I was kind of panicking this morning at 4 a.m. about this paper situation. But I'm so glad everything turned out great, which makes me believe that it's going to be an awesome day. All right, so I'm going to wash the body a little bit with this pale. Oh. That's done. And also I realized because it's a big piece of paper, a big painting, that all of a sudden I'm moving around so much more with bigger movements. All interesting things that I'm finding out because I am doing something different, which is exciting, yeah? I think that's exciting. So this wash, I kind of just want to block out the light and dark with this pale color. I do have masking tape on, I think I mentioned that earlier, so I can be a little bit more free with my brush strokes. I'm gonna just wash it, give it some coloration. Give it some, inviting some light into the piece. And if you guys have any questions about this stretching paper business, let me know. I feel like I don't want to call myself an expert, but I am experienced now. I'm not doing a, this is gonna be dark shadows. Okay, here we go. And watch, I probably had to move my camera around much more now. I just realized. But going big is exciting, guys. It makes me feel powerful as an artist. And you don't really see watercolor in big scale very often, so. hopefully something good will happen from it. Also, I feel like it's so big, the hand is like almost, it's actually bigger than my real hand. And yes, I do use my own hand for reference in my painting. How's everybody's week been? Or how was last week, if anything exciting happened? I was on a camping trip, as I mentioned, where I did get to go off-grid because there's no cell phone service for the most part. It felt great, but also I was like panicking because I have posts that I posted. I want to see how they're doing. I'm wondering if anybody's like messaging me, need me for anything. That's the life of a modern human being, I guess. Even when we're unplugged, we're thinking about something. Not ideal, but that's what happened this time. I don't know. I can't say if every time it's the same, but yeah, that's certainly what happened this time. Okay, so I wash my hand. Hi Omar, how are you? Welcome. Omar, I am attempting my biggest piece of art yet. And I was just sharing earlier that I was panicking at 4 a.m. because my paper started buckling. And actually I started panicking last night because it started happening. And I stretched my paper properly this time. And then this morning, when you're gonna let it dry overnight, and this morning I checked on it and it was like all the gum paper kind of peeled from my table. But luckily the stretching has already happened and I tape it back down with some masking tape and it's fine. So, so yes, I've definitely learned. But hey, Trevor, do we ever learn anything the easy way? I feel like that doesn't happen in life. When it's too easy, we just don't learn. Like, all the times before I was able to get away with not stretching my paper properly because they're smaller scale and it wasn't an issue. But now, and I did order a bunch more of this big size because it is true with art, once you go big, or life, once you go big, it's very hard to go back to small. So I did order this big size, a bunch of them. So I think I'm gonna be working in this scale for a little bit. And then also the smaller one, which I think I'll do with, depending on the idea, because I did, when I started sketching this piece, I didn't think I was gonna do on the big paper. It was just an art that I'm gonna put up on a piece of paper. But as I looked at it more, I realized I think this idea warrants a big piece. And by the way, I've had this piece of paper for a couple years now. I never got the courage to actually attempt it until this week. So yay me, I think that's a growth as an artist, which I'm proud of. So yeah, this painting warranted a big piece of paper, and then once I got on the big piece of paper and I realized I love the scale, so I ordered a bunch of more big piece of paper. You'll probably see this scale a little bit more in the future. And that's exciting. Okay, anyways, so I kind of give it a warm wash now. It's like underpaint, so you can't really see it too well. Kind of a little bit. I think the face needs more. And then I'm gonna paint the flowers first because yeah, they kind of guide me when I paint. My guiding flower power, my guiding force in life. And let's see if I can, start getting looser. That's always my attempt. Okay, so I washed. Just trying to kind of give this painting some directions, if you will. The light and the dark, the warm and cool. I do notice that I am starting to paint much more methodically. I think for a while, and I feel like every artist kind of goes through this phase of you kind of just like go with your intuition and you wing it. And then I think as you get more experience, it becomes a more planned thing. I think. I like step on my stool to see the whole thing. Okay, now let's mix my next color. Oh yeah, definitely need to get a bigger brush. I'll set my camera here. Well, I will set my camera here. This guy. I think she's my favorite out of the bunch. She's like wrapped up, holding a pill, trying to feed it to the brain. I'm sure we all know that feeling. I've gone through that feeling maybe. To make some pink color now. Give me 1 second. Well, actually, GM, hi graphic. GM, graphic, I was just telling everybody about my paper fiasco. I'm sure I'm gonna repeat that a few more times today. But I am attempting my big piece of watercolor paper, and I am doing a warm wash of the whole thing right now, per our conversation last time. And the piece in the back kind of worked out, so I was like, why not do it again? Anyways, maybe you guys can mix color with me as I'm doing this right here. And because my piece of paper is bigger, I realized how to raise my tripod and all that things that was not an issue before. It's funny. How's your week been, graphic? It's been a couple weeks since I was live, so I feel like so much has happened. But I know to self I need to start getting some bigger brushes now. I had to also rearrange my whole desk because of this. Oh my goodness. But yeah, anyways, focus. Look at my pink base. I usually make this like bigger jar of color that I use a lot, and then I just continue to add and change the tone as needed. This was the one I used earlier. So I use a mixing brush to actually mix paint instead of my actual painting brush, because I don't want to ruin my painting brush or make it last a little bit longer. Eventually they all get ruined, unless you're using some weasel hair, which we discovered is basically what sable is. This is a properly stretched piece of paper. So happy about that. I just mixed some very warm red. Just gonna dump it in. Beautiful, awful. Are we doing opposites today? And then let's see if it's warm enough. Okay, I like this color. Kind of the color. It's warm pink. Cool. I also just realized I might need a lot more paint because I have a much bigger paper. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, guys. I just changed the scale, one little thing, and my whole process kind of had to change a little bit. I find that fascinating, I guess. It's fascinating. So this is basically a combination of a mix of a cool red, Crimson Lake I think is the name, and vermilion red. And for some depth, I just added a tiny bit of blue. Let's see how this is. Add more blue. More cool red. Okay. Yeah, cool. just identify two other secondary red I'm going to use from this palette, which is these two colors, which looks like this. There we go. I'm gonna start from the warmest corner, which is this here. Love the color. Thank you, Trevor. So how are you, Graphic? Are you off today? Yeah, I love this color. It's warmer than my hair color. I also am trying to not use pink so often because it's kind of trapping at the same time. I just added more water to it because I didn't want to go so dark first. Is it too warm? This is just water, my blender blush. And I had to remember to remove my masking tape at the end of this session because I don't want to leave it on overnight. Maybe I'll go here. Start here. The end of the stem is always a bit darker. I guess I'm considering this step a wet on dry right now because my paper itself is dry. Make the edges a bit darker. Maybe here too. Oh, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. Let's do that here. This part a bit darker here. You know what I also discovered? I think people respond to warmer tones on my paintings recently. I don't know why. But I feel like it's because maybe it's more summer for the most part, except for Trevor. And that things are warm and, you know, hot. So we're feeling warm tones. But just a hypothesis. So some here. Hello, Nezuko. Hi, how are you? Welcome. I love it when I meet new friends here. So welcome. How did you find me? I was just telling everyone in the beginning that it's been actually a couple weeks since I live streamed because I was on a camping trip last week. But now that I'm back, I definitely missed it. How are you an artist too? Do you love watercolor? I guess you must do, otherwise why would you be here, right? Let's blend this down a little bit. I am Chinese American. See, when people ask me where I'm from, it's also a tricky question because, you know, my origin, where location. But I am Chinese American. I currently live in Utah, United States. It's a state that is known for its beautiful landscape and skiing. What about you? Oh, thank you. Is that why you came? Thank you so much. I don't think anybody's ever, has anyone commented on my hair during live? I don't remember. But yes, I've had my pink hair for a really long time now, believe it or not. And actually am not sure when I'm not going to be pink because inevitably at some point that will have to happen. But you know, I'm kind of building my entire artist brand on being pink. So we'll see. And yes, that is why I am Pinky Hoot. because the pink hair, yes. Where are you from, Nezuko? India, awesome. I have been, someone did tell me that Pinky is like a nickname of some sort in India. I don't know if it's good or bad, actually. I am working on my biggest piece of paper yet. It is so I do surreal floral inspired painting, I guess. I was thinking about what I should call myself, but yes, surreal, floral, figurative, symbolic, I guess. Let me zoom out so you know what I'm working on. So I am working on some flowers right now, but this is the beginning of this piece. This is actually a large, huge piece of paper. I'm gonna show everyone here. And because my paintings are very symbolic, this idea I'm exploring is called Shell of Self, where I guess, you know, I've explained this so many times. I would boil it down to that. I think as I think about this theme more and more, I realized how our body, who we are, or our body, the physical part is really a shell, and our thoughts and emotions are what truly makes who we are, right? So I have these little figurines. I call them orbits because they're eyeballs. There are thoughts that are examining our shell from the outside, and I say these flowers are kind of in my mind representing emotions and memories and all that elusive things that we experience, but really we experience and affects who we are, but in the end they are in the past and they're not really anything, right? Yes, check out my other videos and my other live stage sessions. You can kind of see the progression of my growth from this year, because I did kind of do a big shift a few months ago, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, I guess I am exploring how our thoughts and emotions and feelings affect who we are as a person. And what inspired this painting is actually kind of this idea is kind of interesting story, because I was talking to a friend about another friend who started doing some really uncharacteristic things from her usual self. And it kind of got me thinking, like, hey, you know, if like so much of who we are when we say that, are we talking about our thoughts, our emotions, our characters? What is it that we're talking about? And then I started realizing what we think kind of completely affects how we are as a person and how we move forward in life. I promise I'll get that into one sentence, but sometimes it's hard to explain this. Can you call me sister? Sure thing. So yes, that's what I'm working on right now, and I feel like I want to build up a bigger body of work in this theme so I can apply to some submissions actually. So that's my medium term goal. Yes. So I did this flower. Now it's dried. I need to go back, add colors. This one kind of did something crazy. This one I like. This one. Now it's really kind of because this painting is so big again, that going back and forth is becoming a lot harder. Yeah. Thanks, Trevor. Yes. Appreciate that. I like to think that I am warm and friendly, that you can consider me a sister for sure. Awesome. Yeah, let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know which part you like the best, or if I should do more of one or another. Appreciate it. Thank you. Like something interesting is happening because there's an area I'm looking at it. I was like, I think I need to take off that masking fluid now and add colors. I'm being pretty, I don't know, what's the word? Relaxed? Not relaxed, but pretty gestural, I think. Gestural with my flowers now. I think because Trevor knows, because he's seen me from the beginning, but as I do more of them, you kind of just know how it's gonna happen. I don't know if that's appropriate for me to even say, but I guess I've had a lot of practice drawing these flowers, and yes, they're kind of morphed into just idea of flowers at this point, but they are based off of a combination of flowers. But because I do surreal art, I don't think I need to go too literal about it and make it like anatomically correct for what flower it is. They are symbolism in my paintings. Hi, Agent 415, aka Guri, how are you? How is the Bay Area today? And thank you so much for stopping by. I always appreciate seeing you. And I'm gonna, so sorry for everyone who's here since the beginning, but I am attempting my biggest piece of paper painting yet to date. I'm proud of myself for going big. I also thought it was gonna be, oh, so simple, I'm just going bigger. And because the size is different, I had to like kind of change it on my entire process a little bit. Well, not the painting process, but my prepping process. I had to deal with some panic this morning because the paper is so big that it started warping. And I had to end up properly stretching it what you're supposed to do, but I was able to get away with not doing it for the smaller ones. So that was a lesson I had to learn this morning at 4 a.m. But so glad I experienced it, so glad I went through it, because now I feel like I got to know my paper a little bit more. Okay, so we have just a wash down. I'm gonna drop some darker colors in this area. I like the edges to be darker, but for my first couple of flowers, I realized I should do this when the paper's about to dry. Otherwise, it just kind of bleeds into it, other parts. And yes, I am still, I guess that's not abnormal. I'm still learning new things about watercolor every day, every time I paint. But I think that's pretty normal actually for any artist. See, when it's not dry, it creates that, which sometimes I want, but other times I don't. I can similarly also achieve that effect doing dry on dry, which is just more of a, I mean, to me it's more like how you paint in acrylic or gouache. Which I will do with my figurine, which I actually will do in the end. Combine gouache and watercolor with this piece. That out a little bit. Cool. Just let that dry. This is like a little flower bud. Just fill the pink in. Make the center part darker. And then we'll go back to add details. And again, if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, what I'm working on, let me know. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, like this live stream. Subscribe if you haven't, follow if you haven't. I'm simulcasting, live streaming on X and YouTube. So if you prefer one place or another, you have two places to watch it. And I do that for obvious reasons, to reach more of you guys, more audience. And I do have a VIP list where I share discounts on my art, sneak peeks, early drops. If you love my art or want to be updated just to see what I'm up to, the link is in the description. Have I got all my bases covered today? Artists can't really just be artists anymore these days if you want to make a living or move beyond hobbies, which I do. I posted a artist intro video recently, last week, because actually inspired by I was invited to big spaces on X in a community, and I had to prep my intro, to meet all these people. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a video about it so anyone can see it in the future. So I kind of, talked about the video, my goals, where I am, what I do. And I'm sure I'll update that video as things change. GM Kent, welcome. I actually mentioned you in the beginning of this stream in chat because I think it was you who asked me what paper I use, and I had to order more paper yesterday, and I realized I've been working more recently, the bigger pieces I've been working on are actually 300-pound papers instead of 150-pound. And this piece I'm working on is my biggest yet. It's huge. It's huge to me, but I also feel like I can't really go back anymore. And because it is so huge, it came with its own set of problems. And I was just telling everyone that I had to properly stretch this piece of paper for once, which I had not been doing for my other ones. I hope my art teacher don't like get so angry. All the things I learned, and then you try not to do it in school. So just to do a recap of my process so far I have done masking tape, block out the areas, which I am going to peel soon actually. I did a warm wash, a mix of yellow ochre and burnt sienna over my painting areas, not everything, but areas I want to be warmer, darker, etc. And now I'm giving my flowers my first wash. So that's where we are. And because this painting is so big, I feel like I'm constantly finding areas I need to work on. I guess that's normal. So I did plan, let me show you guys. So I did plan, I think this bottom area is gonna be cooler color. So I'm wondering if I should add some blue to this wash, but I don't think I'm ready to do that yet. So, but I did dilute it to make it lighter. And I am also surprised at how dark some of the washes dried, because when it's wet it seems so light. But yes, unless you have you tried hot press watercolor paper? Because hot press watercolor paper is the smoothest out of all the different kinds, that maybe it's better. Marker papers for pen and ink. I think marker papers, I have some marker paper I used to when I study fashion to my last lifetime. I did a lot of marker fashion illustrations, but marker paper is great for pen and ink because it's so smooth and it just glides, but it's so thin, which I didn't like, I guess. I also recently discovered some oil paper, which was, I don't know if it's, I feel like I've never worked on oil paper, and I just recently found out about their existence, so I'm curious, because I was classically trained in oil painting in my art school days, but I haven't played with oil in a long time, so that kind of got me feeling that maybe I can mix oil on paper and that would be kind of cool. art is painting is such a perishable skill. I feel like I didn't do it last week because I was away, and it feels strange again. So you guys see a difference between the area I washed with that warm color versus area I didn't. I like the subtle difference, if you will. Oh yeah, definitely hot press is smooth. I use cold press because I like the slight texture and it grips the paint well. And there's also rough. Cold press has a rough, which is like, you know, as the name would suggest, very rough, and I find that a little too rough. But I think there might, I think there is a couple more different types. But it's not very common, and you don't really see them in stores, so I didn't bother to learn them. To put it honestly. So if I can't buy it, then what's the point? Let's make this area dark. Is that too dark? Kind of starting to take shape as sometimes I love these textures, sometimes I don't. I guess I don't today. Best friend eraser, aka paper towel. So this flower particularly is quote unquote closest to us. So I probably end up adding a lot more detail to this one. And you know what? I probably should have started on this one because it is the closest to me. But that's how I went today. Masking tape on it. Let's get this edge here. reading. I mean, pulling. Okay, cool. Let's make this part dark. Not bad for first wash, I guess. I'm switching between my round brush and my flat blending brush, I guess. There is also a brush called blending brush, which is an oval tip. But I don't have one this wide. That's all. That's why. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Add some brush water, to my brush. Just do a light wash at the bottom. Okay. See how that ends up. Looks cool though. And then this last flower here. This is my last flower. Yes. Okay. Just light color on this one, I think. While we let this first wash dry, so I'm gonna go over the second wash. I think since how this color mixed, do some petals. I think I'm gonna wash the bottom of this color. Added a tad of purple to cool this off. Let's see, how do I? So it's like a slightly cooler pink right now. Oh, I know. It's we'll see it stays, but I really also always love it when that happens. Like some of them doesn't want to stay. So it's like a fight between, it's not a fight, it's probably just me. It's like a tug and pull between the paint, the water, and time. When it comes to watercolor, I suppose. Paint, water, and time. When you find the perfect combination, you will have great art, great watercolor art. Oh, sorry. I'm constantly like wiggling my brush because I want to make organic shapes, I guess. Let's see. I hope you do what I want you to do. A little bit. You can actually erase quite a bit of the watercolor water before it dries, if you want to. I don't know if you can tell, but my paper here is buckling a little bit. But it's quite normal, I think. As long as it dries flat, I'm good with it. Okay, so now that we got the pink shade down, I think I'm gonna do, I'm moving from light to dark, as proper watercolor should be. After I did the warm wash, now I did a pink was the next tone. Actually, before I get to my next color, I'm gonna darken some of these areas. Come over here. I don't want to mix into that jar because this is kind of like my base color. But I am going to mix. Oh yeah, I said I was going to use this color. This is going to be my secondary. Is it too dark? No, I think it's good. This was the secondary color. Cool. Still warm, but much darker. And it has a bit of brown in it. Should we start? Oh crap, I forgot a flower. Darn it. Just this one. Okay. See, so many more things, more problems. Okay, since it's always the edge. like this one pretty pale actually. To make the ends darker usually, because you know flowers usually grow like curve underneath, so it's more of a shadow. And I do notice a lot of flowers just have more pigments at the bottom, and then becomes pale again when it gets to the center. For now, I kind of like that one color as being different. I guess I'll slowly start it to happen now. Okay. So this is the part, that masking tape, I think I want to remove now. I mentioned before that when you remove masking tape, ideally you want to rub it off instead of peeling it like this, because you just never know what's gonna happen to your paper. I'm doing it because I did it on the same paper last time, it was okay. Masking fluid goes on white but dries clear. It does. I guess that's the nature of latex. So you gotta remove here too. this white area with a pale, pale pink first. Maybe we'll leave the top white. I don't like it. I don't love it when you leave a residue there. You probably shouldn't have done what I just did. It's a very risky move. You could ruin your paper. Here, darker here. Second one, do a darker dab here, yes. Just like that. It is summer and it's getting hot here where I live. I had to open the window. Now let's make these areas darker. Sometimes I feel more comfortable just dabbing colors in like this instead of painting it. How do I feel about this? A second wash. Let's make this darker. Okay, here we go. Second wash. Let's do this one now. I'm like forgetting what color was. Because this is underneath now here, I just add a little bit of cool pink, cool red to my tone this down from that bright white. Underneath a cool color. Maybe make this part cool too. I did mention that sometimes it's almost better not to blend with watercolor. Hold up, this is not the color. This is the color, yeah. Without getting caught up with too much details. Let's move on. Not the color I want. I had to like commit to memory which brushes will color, and so I chose. Oh yeah, I think we can remove this one too actually. Yeah, let's do that. I just want to make sure the whole thing is dry. Okay, here we go. My hand feels like Edward Scissorhands right now. Holding 4 brushes. Oh, and with the masking fluids, besides everything I shared with you guys, the thing I recently discovered is that you really want to make sure all the tiny grains of any residual is gone. Otherwise, when you paint on top, you will feel that graininess on your brush. Okay, that's kind of cool. I just wanted to go over these areas with a light to dark. Light pink to give it some pink hue. Now taking over, I guess. And I'm going to add this cool red top. A little bit here. And underneath here, just a little bit. Then we'll do this watercolor here. Next, let's see, I am hoping that I will get to the face today. I should get to the face next, actually. Oh, masking fluid, yeah. As you know, it's my recent discovery as well. Your mom probably know exactly what it is, but really haven't found the need to use it, maybe. But I found that it really helps with my light and darkness. I almost feel like I'm cheating a little bit using it. And the thing I right now feel like with a bigger canvas, I think it is so important to keep the depth of everything, because there's so much room now. You can actually get in a lot of information. I don't know if it has more opportunity for mess up or it will help with current mistakes. That I don't know yet. I'll let you guys know in a couple of days. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy there. Just leave that be. Just saw a white spot here and I was like, do I want to leave that white? also like using this short brush to blend because it's like has way more power to it than round brush. Make the edges darker. Down here where the cool colors are. That is way purpler than I thought. No thank you though. She don't hate it. I'm gonna go on top of this pink color just to make it more pink. I'll give it a hard shadow here. Make this cooler pink at the bottom here. Thank you. That's the thing with the art. I feel like I spent a lot of time. Well, actually, it probably could have been more, but I'm leaning into it. But someone asked me if I have had any happy mistakes on my painting, and my immediate thought was, I feel like I spend more time, a lot of time, I shouldn't say more time, a lot of time fixing things. So I guess to answer that question is that I haven't not had any happy mistakes, but there's not really any mistakes that are mistakes because I'm always able to render it and do something that it doesn't look like mistakes. So I don't know if that answers the question. picture of this flower I'm gonna work on. No, I should just focus. Because I'm kind of getting tired of working on flowers, that's when maybe I should work on the face first, but then I just remind myself, no, you should stick with this thing, because then, you know, after I work on the face, wanting to mix this color again is gonna be a pain in the butt. So I should just finish it. My ADD-ness almost got the better of me. Thank you, Trevor. I'd like to think so. There's no room for negativity in life, you know? Life is hard enough. Metaphorically speaking. But when it comes to like literal art, I don't know if you can make, well, maybe you can. And like my paper incident this morning could very well turn into a disaster. But thank you. I guess that's all. So I'm right now I'm kind of constantly switching between a warm pink and a cool pink to kind of add a little bit of variation to all these pink flowers, which I'm sure is tiring to look at. Or it will be tiring to look at soon if you look at enough of it. One of my most used colors, strangely. Because, wait, look, you wouldn't think that I'll be using this fiery red a lot. This edge is over, it's like next to the skin color. You can see the parts that didn't have another color underneath. Have a different shade, which is also part of the magic about watercolor. That it does all these things. Funny story, actually. My cat rolled on some my child drew some chalk on some concrete, and then on my backyard, and then my cat rolled around in the chalk. And then we washed her and everything, but she has a permanent patch of pink fur. Well, I don't know how permanent it's gonna be, but one side of her is all white fur is now pink. I obviously love it. I don't know if she notices. But yeah, chalk on cat fur, he stays. Be aware. If she gets closer, I'll show you guys. Cool this area down at the bottom. Almost forgot which brush was which again. Gotta be careful not paint over these white areas that I saved so hardly with my masking tape. Not paint over those too much. Both of my dog and cat are here, that's why. Hi guys, hi. That's why I'm looking down. Okay, let's do pale pink wash here. Yes. Make this part warmer actually. And not paint this part. Then make this part cool and then gradually to go up. Alright. So I feel like as the few flowers in the front, I have to be very detailed and careful with them because they are the closest to us. Which also partly means this is gonna take me the longest time here. I just really want to get to the face. Hi Wonder! How are you today? Welcome! You know, last night I had a paper panic, Wonder, and then I ended up staying a little bit later than I usually am, and I went online to see if you're live. And you weren't. So sad. I did the one day. But yes, I was thinking about you last night. I thought I should let you know. But how you been? Thank you so much. This is like I'm a few flowers in. I'm kind of tired of painting flowers now, so Do I want to be a disciplined person or just have fun? That's a dilemma right now. There's no right or wrong answer, I think. Just what pressure I put on myself, perhaps. Here we go. Oh really? Oh no! I feel your pain. I was just telling everyone I didn't go live last week, so it's been 2 weeks now, and it feels so weird not to. And then I definitely missed it. Now I can't go on vacation ever. But that's obviously not realistic, I guess. Well, I hope I catch you next time. When is next time? Please let me know. Eek. You know, I should do that with my steps. Yes, I will do that with my steps. Okay. Okay. I'll leave this one be for now. Yeah. I'm gonna move on to my face, and as I'm moving on to my face, I've realized I forgot this main flower here. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I demand pictures. Okay, I will send pictures in Discord. I thought about it and I was like, maybe nobody wants to see it. But yes, I will share some in Discord. It was great. The park, the Great Sand Dunes, was amazing. It is one of the most interesting places I've ever been to and ever seen. So that says a lot, actually. Not that I've been to a lot of places, but I have been to quite a few national parks in the US, and it's literally a giant, like Moroccan style sand mountain dune right next to a mountain range in the middle of nowhere, and they can't explain how that is formed or why it's there. But all you see is like giant sand dune next to mountain ranges, and then a creek that cuts through the sand dune, so it makes like a beach kind of look. So there's like kids playing on the beach, and then you look up, instead of seeing ocean, you see more mountains and trees. It was so strange, but it was awesome. But yes, my camping trip was good. I was also telling everyone that I thought unplugging was gonna be more fun. It wasn't. I just felt more anxious about getting back, which is probably not what I wanted, but that's okay. That's how this trip shaped up. And that's life. Normal sand, like yellow beach sand, although it's slightly coarser than like, I guess, Caribbean like sand and party sand in Mexico, where it's so fine and almost powdery. This is more grainy, but But you definitely find sand like that in like Northern California or something on actual beach. So yeah, it wasn't like mineral sand or weird sand, it's actual sand. So my imagination immediately went, what if they're like hiding something under those sand dunes that's actually put there by like aliens or something like that? Because it's the strangest thing. There's nothing around it, and then bam, giant sand dune. And then they can't even explain why it's there. Like you read the park's information about why it's there, but a lot of like, we think, probably, kind of language, so it's like, okay, they don't really know. But then it makes you think, like, you know, with all these natural phenomena, how much of those things we actually know for sure, you know? We're all kind of doing guesswork here. But yeah, wonder, you're probably a better person to tell me how much of these how many of these nature things that we know for sure is how it's formed, but how much of it is just like we're scientifically guessing based on other things. I did not glide on the sand dune, but for good reasons, because once I glide down, I had to walk for good reason, because I had to walk all the way up to glide down, and it was way too hard. You know, when you're going skiing, there's like a chairlift that takes you up, right? So it's not much effort involved going up, but that is I know, I'm such a wimp even saying this, but going up, it sounded like so. It was like a 2-hour hike. And I was like, I'm not doing that. It's not, it's a, yeah, very unusual travel. I didn't see any seashells in it or anything. And it is in, you know, Colorado, so it's like literally in the middle of nowhere. So I'm guessing probably is like weathered down rocks, like weathered down mountains. Yeah, I didn't see sea creatures among them. But yeah, look, if anybody has the opportunity, chance to go see it, definitely go see it. It was such a trip. One of the most unusual places I've been to. But thanks for asking. Let's make the stitch slightly darker here. Okay. Two hours. It's too hard. I am clearly not nearly as adventurous as you are. But also, to be fair, my excuse was that I had my daughter, my child with me, so there's no way she could have done that, and that's my reason, and I'm sticking to it. But I did see people bringing like their snowboard. Maybe it wasn't snowboard, but it looked like it. And it looked cool. Wait, is this? Oh, Yes. You know, I will go again. Maybe next time I will do that. Next time my daughter probably want to do it when she's older. But 2 hours hiking up sand dune. That sounds crazy. No. We walked for a little bit in it. I thought we went so far, and then I looked back and like, wait, we're not even up. We're not even passing the like foothill of the mount. Oh jeez, that sounds so sad. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from the flowers because I'm losing my attention span with it. But note to myself, I have 1 and 2, these 2 at the bottom to work out. Okay, but I do want to get to the face now. Because like such a major part of my painting. I've shared that I've shared before that you kind of never want to leave that, the most important part, to the end. Just like exactly what happened to me in flowers. You kind of get bored, you get tired, they don't look as good. So you should start on the most important part first. Red in here. I do. What's going on here? Although I think I am ready to remove this part now. Okay, I need to let it dry. As you can see, it's still a little bit wet. Okay, while we let that dry, getting out my complexions palette. These are my color options. I think I'm going to pick Bear 91. Bear is shot. Your normal long form video. Oh, awesome! Congratulations, because I think it's so important to do that. And aren't they a pain in the butt? I don't want to say it's easier to go live, but in some ways it kind of is. I don't know. Mixed feelings. But I do feel like it's something, the more you edit, the easier you'll get. Because I certainly spent way more time on my first video than the one I just posted. But I'm also constantly trying to find ideas for it, inspirations. Hello, Wheat. Welcome. Okay. Well, guess what, guys? I am going to peel this part of peel this giant chunk of masking tape. They are a lot of work. And to everyone who's just joining me or hopping in, I am working on a brand new piece today. And it is my biggest piece of watercolor painting yet. It is 30 by 40 inches, I believe. And because it is so big, I had to deal with I had to actually properly stretch it for the first time using gum tape. And you asked why I have not used it before. I don't think I used a whole lot of water on my painting before that I was able to get away with it. And B, when you use, I don't think I mentioned this earlier actually, when you use gum tape, the tape does not come off of your paper. So you kind of had to cut that part off. And because I was working on a standard paper size for framing, and I didn't want to make the sizing weird for my potential collectors. So I didn't use gum. But this piece is so big that it's not really standard sizing anymore anyways. So it doesn't really matter. So I did use it. I discovered a new feature to stabilize the footage so it looks neater. Oh, awesome! Like when you are editing or when you're filming. It was satisfying fine parts, but I'm sure seeing this. Let's get closer. Yay! You're not really supposed to pull it up like that, but I know this paper can handle it. I'm not going to remove the remainder part just yet. And make sure all the tiny particles are gone. Otherwise, your brush will fill the grain and it will mess you up. And you guys probably can't tell from the screen, but the masking tape does yellow your paper a little bit, so which is fine for the skin tone because now I don't have to go over it with the color just yet, which I don't mind. But yes. Too much water. because it's big piece of paper, I need to go get some bigger brushes. You notice I've been using, I've not switched to a smaller brush yet. So I feel like usually by now I will be on my next batch of size, but I have not, and probably will not till way later. This is like my most nerve-wracking part of the whole painting. The face teaches me a lesson. I probably should have done this in the beginning and just like tough through it and then get to the fun part, which is the flower. But I didn't do that today. Oh well. Gonna blend this up a tiny bit. I think I probably go back and add more darker colors, but for now it's okay. And because she's like laying on the ground, the part that touches the head is gonna be the darkest. And I think I want to do that in a cool color. Thank you, Trevor. I will do a progress check in a little bit because since the beginning until now, I think a lot has happened on my painting, which is very exciting. I better use up all this color before it goes crazy on me. I feel like it's still a little too warm. I'm gonna add a little bit of blue to cool it down, and then probably gonna use blue for the underside. Actually, that's better. Slightly better. Slightly better. preserve this part as much as possible. Just a little bit in the corner here. Okay. It does not want to go cool, huh? Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's it was too blue. Here we go. Like a cool skin tone. It's hard to get, apparently. Okay, I'll do that here. I will make the edges even more cooler in a second. This looks good for now. Just a sec. Okay, all right. Starting to look like a painted face. Yeah, I'll do this area too. Oops, that's too low. Let's blend it out a little bit. All right. Let's not mess with it too much. How do we look? Oh, looks like a mess. But we're getting there. We're getting there. To go too dark right now. Yeah. And I can't recover from that. I think this part is okay. I was wondering if you guys hear that. It's my neighbor's dogs. And then the dogs, it's like when one dog barks, the entire neighborhood's dogs start barking. But it is summer here, and all the kids are out of school, so there's lots of activity out. I suppose I should take that into consideration for my live streams. Oh, shit. Oh, and then because of this awesome dark color mixed, I'm gonna go under here. Ooh, maybe that's too dark. But come over here. I guess I'm establishing the darkest part of the painting right now. But since I don't think anything's gonna go on top of it, except for only getting darker, I figured it is okay. But you should always do the darkest part last. Apologize for the dog barking. Oh, it's kind of cool. Neighbor's dogs, yes. Few plants has been ruined because of giant neighbor's dogs. Let's just say. But that's not a big issue or anything, so I hope your sounds like your issue is more serious. Okay. Let me draw in the eyebrow before I forget where it is. That's kind of cool that it blends in like that. Okay. Finally moving into a smaller brush, but probably not for long. This is a number 1 brush. This area is still a little wet, so I'm going to do the upper brow first. Add a little bit of pink. Oh, that is very pink. Adding her cheek. I consider this part the hardest, like the area between eyes and nose and lips. I think this is the hardest area for me to paint. I wonder if it's the same for everyone else. Right? Yeah. Let's also not forget, because this painting is so big, let's say that again, that's probably gonna take me twice as long to finish. I just realized. Because usually the amount of time I've spent so far, I should be know. I feel like I should be further along. But I always also had to add. Maybe not. Maybe not. We're stepping into a big unknown right now, guys. It's exciting, but also very scary. Let's wash your lips with some pink. Let that area dry completely first. Good afternoon. Whoa, hi guys. Hi Phantom. Hi Coral. Hi Loot. You guys all popped in at the same time. Welcome, welcome. I am attempting the face area of my painting right now, but this is my giant piece of painting that I started today after some paper fiascos. But I think it's going to be great. All right, let's see how we dry here. Yes, okay. Of course, Loot. I don't think I'm gonna go too much longer either. Oh my god, have I already been going for 3 hours? Wow, okay. Time goes by fast when you're having a good time, as the saying goes. Oh wow, okay. I myself might have to go too. Might have to go soon too. But I so appreciate you stopping by. Okay, eyebrows, yes, focus. I think I'm gonna use a skin color for eyebrow, but wow. It's very frustrating that skin color is warm. For obvious reasons, I know, but sometimes I want it to be cooler. So I've discovered that with eyebrows, I think last time I did it just lines first and then washed it with some paint and they came out well. Okay, so this is the inner eyebrow. I'm gonna do that first because it's kind of disappeared. My sketches kind of disappear, so I need to kind of redraw that angle. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of jealous and not at the same time. Because I feel like staying up until 6 a.m. like for me is like a treat. But I don't stay up until, I don't even remember was the last time I stayed up until 6 a.m. But it's such a treat, but also such a torture at the same time. But if you had to stay up for work, I understand it's probably not a treat. But I hope you got some sleep until then, until now. Oh. And Kuro is definitely a night owl, so I don't know how you end up. How do you stay up until 6 a.m. and then go to sleep or go to school the next day? That's craziness. Oh my gosh, that eyebrow is such a weird angle. I think I'm royally messing it up. Okay, this doesn't look right now. Okay. I wish I can just climb on the table right now. See, if this was in Photoshop, I would have used R, rotate, and then make it straight. But you can't do that in real life. Gotta dry a bit and then wash it over. Oh my god. It's good to be young, Kuro. That's what I will say. You go to sleep at 5 and then go to sleep and then go to school at 6. Oh my goodness. I say I definitely need more sleep than that, even when I was your age. To be honest. Oh, another thing I'm trying to do right now is to attempting on drawing the same face. I want to make this face like a recognizable face for myself, for Pinky Hoot. But then I realized drawing the same face on every painting is almost impossible. Unless, I don't even know. I mean, maybe it's possible in digital art, but unless you're, I mean, you could copy and paste, which is no problem. No knock against that or anything, but when it's like different angle or something, it's like almost impossible. And now, like, did I mess it up? I freaking did. All right, I need to do a little house cleaning. So what I'm doing right now is I just drop some clean water on top. Let it soak for a second. And then do a swift dab. Okay. Took some of it out. And then maybe repeat. See. This looks not bad straight on. Why does it look so weird in my camera? Another phenomenon I'm discovering right now is that because this is a much larger piece of painting and my canvas is not standing up, you know, like oil painting or something. Maybe I should consider that actually, but it's not standing up. So I'm looking at the painting and it's like it has a little bit of perspective warp. Like, how do I explain this? What we know what perspective is. So I'm standing even though just a little bit, like the things further away looks like smaller, but I'm painting it as if they're not. But it's not a big deal in flowers because, you know, it's a very organic form. But I noticed that when I did an eyebrow, it's perspective warped as where I'm standing. But if I look from top, which is how we will be reviewing the painting after it's done, it looks fine. So I'm glad I didn't start correcting it based on my current position. Sounds good, Lute. Have a great night. And good luck on your exams and studies. And I'll see you back next time. Okay, let's try that again. Gotta stand up like this. Yes. See, look, top down, totally fine. Maybe it's just me. Sounds good. Good luck. I did a little bit darker color on top. And then I'm actually just going to go in right now and then wash it down a little bit. But Phantom, I hope you got some sleep from earlier. Have a good night, lady friend. I'm at a weird angle and here we go. Thank you, Trevor. I had a hard time explaining that, and I feel like to someone who's never heard of that, it might be I did not do a very good job of explaining, but I'm glad. I'm glad you understood that. Okay. Okay. forgot who said it to me. It might have been my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter actually, but she looked at my painting and was like, that person has no eyeballs. And I was like, yeah. And she said, oh, because they're out playing or something like that. And I thought it was such a cute way of describing this, what's happening in my painting. Like the person, the shell, the eyeball, which a lot of times we say is window to our soul and whatnot, is out playing. It's detached. Anyways. It just occurred to me. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more things to the eyes, then I have to go. But I am happy with how much progress we made. I need to work on it tomorrow so I can peel all the masking tape off because I don't want to leave them on for too long. But next week I'll definitely be still working on this. But yeah, I'll definitely be working on this. I want to use a cool color. Okay, so I am going to make the center of these sockets a cool, this is actually a navy color. I know it looks super dark right now, but I want it to be a cool color to push it back further. Okay, that's beautiful. Please don't mess this up, because it is such a dark color. This brush is pretty awesome for fine details though. Okay. Yay. Okay. Catch you next time. I feel like I did this opposite. I should use this color on top and then the top color at the bottom. Sounds good, Wonder. See you soon, I'm sure. And have a good lunch. Okay, so jotting the details here. Whoa. The secret to faith that I find is that it always looks better the next day. So as you're completing them, don't be too critical, because when you come back tomorrow, it's going to look amazing. I don't know why that is. I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for it. Okay. Let's move on to the nose for a second. This is the widest part. Because her head is like slightly tilted, so the inner nostril is just a tiny bit smaller than the outer one. There you go. Let's do a little bit of that blush color here. Oh, you know what? I have some masking tape on it. Oh, it flew right out. Okay, okay. I'm not mad at that, actually. And let's do it here. I'm actually looking at my camera screen right now in paint. Sometimes that helps. Let's go over some cool color here. Thank you, Trevor. I'm wondering if I'm going too detailed right now because I do have so much more to go. But it's good. There you go. Okay. Now I can see like the layering of the different colors is really starting to take its shape. Yeah. I don't know why my cheek keeps on fading away. Let's go a little bit bolder this time. Yeah. I did wash out a bit of pink earlier, so I'm not gonna do the same area, but just make it smaller, I guess. Yeah, this is like the thing I learned from the last painting, that I should probably go darker on the face color. Darker, I mean more saturated, not like darker tone. Okay, I think I need to remove that now and then start blending. See? Much better. I'm starting to wash the lips in this pink cheek color. Okay. So this piece of paper, stretching it probably does make a difference. I think it ensures it dries flat after you're stretching it. You stretch it. Okay guys, I think I'm going to stop here because the face needs to be more dry before I do anything with it. I don't want to ruin it. Actually, let me, hold on. It needs to be more dry before I do my second wash. And if I want to go back to the flower today, yikes. Let's do this, make this area slightly darker. Okay, alright. Oh yeah, there's some masking tape there, okay. Let's take a look. Okay, first, giant piece of paper. It goes on for a while. This is a face. Pretty much just the first couple things. I can probably do so much more to it. And there's a body I still need to do. This hand I need to do ASAP. We got to most of the flowers today. I actually ended up doing a couple washes on them. There's a lot of them are starting to take shape already. But now they're just kind of floating because I haven't done any of the in-between things. And there we have it. Awesome, my camera right here. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, Phantom, and everyone else for being here today. If you are new and just discovering me, it would be awesome if you can give me a like and follow and subscribe, retweet, all that stuff. Just help me to get my art out there. And I do go live every Wednesday. Unless I'm not around, then I usually put up a notice to let you know. But yes, I'm usually live during this time, and I'm so happy that you guys hung out with me today. And for those of you who stay the whole time, I really, really appreciate all your time and your support. I'm glad this painting is shaping up like how you usually would, because I was so nervous this morning about the paper I've mentioned so many times today. Sorry about being a broken record, but also because how much bigger it is. I realized that sometimes when you go bigger, just doesn't mean it's just bigger. There's so many things that goes with going bigger that I didn't really think about in my smaller size, like the amount of paint, the brush size, the amount of time and the movement it needs. Anyways, all that stuff. So it's been a great experience today, but I'm really happy with how it's shaping up, and I think it's going to be a great one. So don't forget to check back in next week to see where I am with this painting, and if anything else exciting that happened. And if I don't speak with you between now and then, have a great rest of the week, have a great weekend, and have amazing rest of your day. I will be back next week, and I hope to catch you. Meanwhile, don't forget to check out my channel, my account. I do have some new videos up, and what I've been doing is kind of just do a really short update whenever I'm in my studio, and just so you guys know where I am with this painting. Or you can come back next week and have a completely surprise. Either way, I think is fine. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye guys. Catch you next week. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.